This is a story about the Appalachian Mountains, and it's coming from the same person as the previous video. This guy lives in the Appalachian Mountain with his family, so far away from civilization that they either hunt for their food or they have to go on massive stock hauls when they do go to the shop. On this day, he was driving to the shop with his mum and his sister when they saw a guy stood on the side of the road trying to hitchhike. The guy was wearing a thick winter jacket, sunglasses, and a balaclava covering the entire face. The weird thing was, it was the middle of summer. Finding it strange as the guy had no bike, no backpack, no travel equipment, just the clothes on his back with him, the siblings asked the mom to drive away. She doesn't listen, and instead she pulls over and asks the guy if he's okay and what he's doing out here with seemingly no way of getting there. The guy didn't respond at first, but when he finally did, he sounded off. His voice was high-pitched and sounded like it didn't belong to him, almost like it had gone through a voice changer. The only time the guy speaks is when he asks if he can get a ride, but the siblings, sensing that something is off, urge their mum to please drive on. The mum notices the same thing, so she starts to drive off, and when she does, the man lets out a huge animalistic sounding screech that doesn't sound like it could come from a human and begins to run after the car. Before they went to the shops, they make a stop at the police station and report what they'd seen, but the police follow up and say that they found no man and there was nothing that they could do about it. The family take the same and only route home, and on the way they see that there is no guy. He's disappeared with no way of getting out of there. When they arrive home, everything is perfectly fine and the family go to bed. That same night, the guy's awoken to a sound of tapping on his glass window, and when he turns to see who's looking out there, he sees the guy that they had seen in the road standing straight up with his hands against the window. Except this time, the man didn't have a balaclava or his sunglasses on, and the guy could see that he had no eyes. Immediately, when the man notices that he's been spotted, he drops down away from the window. I should clarify, this was a 2-story window, with the man stood upright with his hands against the window. On seeing this man drop from his window, the guy stands up and peers out and sees nothing. There's nobody there. The fact that there's nothing there scares him more than the idea of a man being stood in their garden, because where did he go? He climbs back into bed, puts the covers over his head and waits until the morning. The next day, the guy tells his mum, they call the police. The police arrive and find, again, no evidence of anybody being there except for handprints on the outside of his window. Unfortunately, nothing could be scarier than his last experience.